Hi, this is Simone. Today is January 31st. I am drinking Tivana Rev Up tea in my Starbucks Universal Studios Hollywood cup, and I actually added some oat milk. You don't really see that, but I'm sitting here at my desk, and my plan for today is to film along as I do my monthly as well as weekly review, because tomorrow is February 1st and I need to figure out a game plan and stay on top of my plans as well as set up the next week. So I thought I would take you along and show you how I do that, and at the same time talk about all the things that have come up in January that I am still figuring out. So one thing definitely is reviewing your stuff. It feels to me like I'm constantly doing a weekly review as well as doing a monthly review. And as much as I don't really like that, I am learning right now by doing this is that I am usually nothing slips through the cracks. The only thing that I'm not staying on top of stuff, or the only reason why I'm not completely on top of stuff, is when I consciously decide not to do things. So maybe it would be better to just let stuff slip and not do it. But this is my reference notebook. It is in a Traveler's Midori notebook. This is the brown. This was my first Traveler's notebook that I owned, and it's still my favorite. And I have a page dedicated to the weekly review. This is part of my 2020 planner setup, and I really like having this in a separate notebook from my planner, because it gives me the chance to just put it right next to it and work along this list while I am working in here. So I am just going and talking you through these steps right now, and maybe I'm gonna do another video for the weekly review. I don't really know how I'm going to do this. I'm just going to figure this out as I go, and then I'll see if this is something that I will continue moving forward through 2020. Okay, so the first thing I do when I do a monthly review is I set up the next month in my planner, and I have actually already done it. I do set up this monthly spread towards like the 20th of each month, because I need to figure out, I need to know what is coming. This is how I visualize the next month. It helps me to see things happening in a long streak. So I have coming up lots of dentist appointments. I have coming up nationals. I will be out of town for 4 days. There is an event in my town, Stitches West, that I plan to attend. I don't know what days yet. I have also offered a shop owner that I admire, if she needed help, that I would do that. I don't know if this is coming to fruition yet, but I am just marking this here, indicating that I might be, I definitely want to go there, but I don't know what day, and maybe I'm gonna go more than one day. And then there is, my kids are off school. There is a field trip coming up. I have a meeting for my son's school. So this is what my month looks like. I need to see how busy I am. I know that I have been gone in January as well. So this is my monthly spread for January. I went to San Diego from Friday to Sunday, and I know that when I go away, this messes up my whole life. I really do like everyday life. I like adventures, but I have such a hard time getting back into my everyday routines that going away always throws me off. Same for school breaks. So I have two things in February, so I already know that this is going to be a hard month on me. I then went and looked at my project planner, which is this. And I have been doing, let me see. Yeah, I have been doing one creative memory keeping project, paper project each month. So in January, I was working on my knitting journal and I have actually finished everything. I didn't even think I would be able to get to that, but I can just check everything off and actually take it out and put it. I have one for finished projects, and I just decided to put these papers right here. And then I want to add this to my knitting journal. And then since I know that I'm not going to be here that next week, I know that there's February break, and I have a goal right here in my goals planner. I will share that with you in a second. I decided to not tackle or put a paper crafting project on my list for February, just to give me some room to breathe. And I also have been thinking about sewing, and I just having all these projects on my list. If I have too many, it will just make me feel guilty and slow me down instead of help me propel forward. So no creative paper project in February, but knitting projects in February. So I sat down and looked at this list, or not list, this monthly spread, and sorted through all the current works in progress, as well as the things that I still want to cast on during the course of this 2020. And I sorted through them. So I had been working on this sock pattern, the Stumptown socks, and I actually frogged everything because I frogged and started again. I haven't made a lot of progress, but I learned stuff. So I'm going to take this out and put it just back into rotation. This doesn't mean that I am going to just go through this in this order all the time, because if I have learned anything from 2019 or the way I roll, is that I need to be more flexible with the plans I make. I'm often setting rigid rules and then I am not able to follow them, and then something that has been originally fun and enjoyable and relaxing becomes a chore and loses all the joy and turns into something that is actually taunting to do instead of being helpful for my mental health. It is just like sucking the life out of me. So I have looked at February and picked from the projects that I haven't worked on and have worked on to see which ones would be good to work on in each week. So these are sorted, and I might work on them in this order, but I also might change my mind once I'm getting a closer look at February. And I love talking with my hands, so this is just what you're gonna get. Yeah, so something that I'm trying to implement into the planning process and into all of this and into the creative projects is to keep an open mind, to change things if I notice that they're not working, and to not set rules that are too rigid. And I hope this is something that is working. So that I have also done. Then update project list. Review my monthly goals. So this is my goals planner, and I haven't shared it yet, but I have been doing this since the beginning of 2019. I fell off because the way I had been trying to do it didn't work. But after the summer, in August, I decided to set my goals monthly and check in with them monthly instead of quarterly, because I forget. If it's 3 months, I forget. And so I set August goals. Then in September it didn't work really, so I decided in October to have monthly goals. And I'm choosing from different areas of my life and trying to find attainable goals that are measurable, that I have an end product in mind, not like live a healthy life, and then checking in frequently to see how I'm doing. So the red stuff is the things that I just go in. And so in the middle of the month, or I think after I returned from the trip that I did in January, I looked at how am I doing? What do I need to do? What can I actually get done? What was not working? So we actually had a date night and it was amazing. It was on January 28th in the hut. And then I did the budget thing, and I actually have to admit that I went, let me check, that I purchased crap for $93.23, which is more than I intend to spend, so I really need to figure out a way to get better in February. What I purchased was the pattern for the hat that I just cast on this week. I am still subscribed to this Cocoa Daisy kit, which is always taking out $16.45. Then I purchased knitting needles because I didn't have the ones that I needed for my project. I am supporting, I'm talking about this a little bit more later on. I'm supporting someone on Ko-fi. It is KDB38 on Instagram, and I purchased a coffee for her for $3. This one I didn't count because it's actually clothing. I purchased a t-shirt at the San Diego Zoo. Then I purchased another set of knitting needles because my knitting gauge has changed so drastically from last year that all the sock knitting needles that I own, which are US 2, give me such a loose knitting pattern gauge that I need to repurchase everything that I'm using with a US 1 needle. So I'm slowly replacing those, and so I spent another $10.52 here. And then looking forward to Stitches West, I am trying to support local artists, and there is a local artist collective that is selling a bag, pre-ordering a bag that I can pick up there for $34.88, and I pre-ordered it. That is a big ticket item that went into this out. And then I pre-ordered Cindy Gunter Baldo's book because I know that pre-ordering books helps the authors, and I know that her book is coming out in March. I thought it was counting towards the March budget, but it didn't. It took the money out right away, I think. I'm actually not really sure, but I just decided to count it towards January, and so I came up to $93.26. I'm thinking the money that came in is actually exactly $50. So that was the budget section. So the budget didn't work out as well as I had thought it would. Then with the exercising, my original goal was to exercise 5 times a week, reach 6,500 steps. That would equal about 30-minute walks, and go to the gym more frequently and use a tracker. I quickly realized that going to the gym 5 times a week is just not doable for me right now, or actually exercising that much. And so I watched a video by Matt Davila. I think that's his name. I will link his video in the description box below, where he was talking about forming habits and stuff. And he said that he is following or trying to follow the 2-day rule, which says that you can't have a bigger gap than 2 days in between the thing that you're trying to accomplish. So if you want to do something regularly, there cannot be a gap of more than 2 days. So after I watched his video, that is what I have been trying to do, and it has been working a lot better for me. As you can see, there is a 2-day gap right here and right here, but it's getting more. So this was putting too much pressure on myself. This is not. And I also have tried to find ways to get in my exercise differently. And yay, my climbing gym is opening another location that is like 5 minutes from my house. So I hope it's getting better throughout the year. Another thing that I have noticed in January is that during this month, I tend to commit is not the right word. I tend to expect a lot of myself because I have so many goals, and I realize that even if you're not meeting all of your goals right in the beginning of January, you still have 11 more months to actually work towards that goal. Even if you don't get to the first step in January, this is better than not doing anything at all. And I can improve and fill this up throughout 2020 and have done more exercise than I have in 2019. And that is what I want to do, and not be perfect each and every month. So I'm giving myself grace for not getting to where I want to be. And also I am allowing myself to adjust goals when I notice that the aspiration or the idea that I had is just not working for me at the moment. So I actually, once I watched this video, I could say that I did this, but I didn't reach this. Nope. We have been slacking on family adventures because this month was crazy, and next month is going to be as well. We did a escape room, so that was fun. That was really a family thing. We did not cook together, but we are going to do that, which is actually February. We're going to do that on Super Bowl Sunday. And we're not playing any games. And that is really something that we need to do more of. So I'm trying to make sure that we schedule going through this, I know that we need to schedule a date night, family date night, where we actually play a game, because we all agree that we're actually doing this. We love doing it together. And so even though we all seem to slack and like take the TV instead of the game, I just need to be the parent and get everything in front of that. And so I was able to do that. I'm really happy. I thought I wouldn't get to this, to update my knitting journal, then my rotating knitting project. So I didn't put anything in here because I don't want to have any numbers like finish this sock, finish this. I really want to use the knitting as relaxation. I want to mix it up and not work on the same project all the time, so I'm trying to rotate them. But the only thing I had is rotating projects and seeing how that works, and it does work really well. I am keeping up with my weeks all right, so that is really good. I was doing some community. By community, I mean like connecting with other people and getting myself out there, out of my comfort zone, volunteering. So I did that in January, and I actually volunteered at my son's climbing event, so that worked well. And then I'm really suck at cleaning. This is like, I don't like cleaning at all. I try to have, so I started to make chore cards so that I could give my children one chore, tell them there is a dollar amount, it has the instructions on it, and we try to, when the afternoons that we're not busy, I assign one task per person. So we're 4 people doing 4 chores. And then once they're done without reminders, and once they're done according to standard, then they get their extra allowance. And if I'm on top of it, if I make them do things, if I pick the cards before they get home from school, if I don't allow screen time before they have done their chores, everything works really great. They do not really fight me a lot for this. But if I'm not ready, then they won't do it. So this is all on me, and I struggled. But I'm not giving up. It works, and if I can do it once a week, it's better than none at all. I have put in my budget list, and I'm thinking of adding in, so out and in, I need to do this. Maybe I can add another line down here. Let me see if I have a ruler. Yes. Maybe put it right here. Do I have a pencil? Yes. Wow. So I want to add, and I'm actually writing with my TWSBI. This is the Eco in medium-sized nib with Lexington Gray from Noodlers. This is out, and this is in. And so I'm just going to transfer this right here. Where is it? Right here. So I'm adding the out, putting the out in. 93.26, and I'm leaving the in blank. Then I have already thought of things that I want to do. Every month I would love, okay, let's backtrack. This is my word of the year. It is healthy. And what I'm thinking when I'm thinking of healthy, it's not elaborated because it's just like focus points. I want a healthy relationship. I want a healthy spending habits, healthy body, exercising, for instance, flossing, for instance, healthy mind. So taking time for myself, reading, stuff like that. Healthy family life, game nights would be that, hiking, stuff. Healthy kids, taking time with each one of them, listening to them, making sure they do their homework, all that. Healthy hobbies. I tend to be very excessive and trying to stop that. Or same with what I said before, when I'm like putting too many rules onto myself, then the hobby that I really enjoy becomes unhealthy. And a healthy house, meaning a clean enough house so that I enjoy living in it. I'm not grossed out by going to the bathroom. That stuff. It doesn't have to be super clean. It will never be in places where I live, but to maintain a standard that I am comfortable living in. That's what my overall focus is. So since I want to go to Stitches West, this could be my me time, the time that I take for myself, the monthly trip. I want to, this is German, I want to have good time off. So I want my children to not stay at home every day during February break and be on their screens from the morning to the night. So I need to figure out a game plan to make that happen. If I ask them what they want to do, the only thing that comes out of their mouth is screen time forever. So what can I do? What can we all do to make it a good experience for every one of us? Then for the budget thing, I want to have a game plan for my purchases at Stitches West. And also, I want to try not to buy anything besides that, because I think that this is going to be a big ticket item. And then if I keep everything else really low or not spend at all, I can spend more money there. Keep continuing working on the 2-day gap regarding my exercising. I actually don't, oh yes, I don't want to have one of those catch-up projects because I am going to the nationals and this is 4 days, and I just noticed that it didn't really work when I was away in January, and so I don't want to put too much pressure on myself. And maybe during the vacation time I can carve out some time to make myself a new keychain, as well as try and make projects back from old t-shirts. I have something in my mind and in my head that I want to translate and see how it works. So that would be something that I could do during that time. And then I don't want to be in my weeks. I have realized that if I'm not journaling in the moment, which is exactly what I love doing in there, it doesn't really make sense. It becomes redundant. It's not, I don't enjoy it as much. And so I want to create opportunities for me to journal in it daily. So that is the goals that I have. I want to go in and translate them and see the couple things, budget, exercise, stuff like that. And I want to write it in here. And I think that's what I'm going to do now. And then I will come back and talk to you once I'm done. Alrighty, so I'm back. I have left some out and I added some more in. So we want to do 1 monthly date night. So this is in here all the time. Couple climbing after dinner. We have started something this week, which we never thought of before. Maybe because our kids weren't old enough yet. So once they're in bed, we said goodnight. That is around 8:45. Not all of them sleep, but they're in their beds, reading, journaling, stuff like that. That we would go to the gym for 1 hour and climb because we enjoy that immensely. And it was really great. So keep up doing that is one of those goals for February. Going on a date night is another one. Then for my budget, I decided to put down, plan my purchases at Stitches West. I don't really know how I'm going to do that yet, what this will look like. Maybe I'm going to look at the offerings that the people from that collaborative are going to offer and picking what I might want to buy so that I'm not impulse buying everything. I think going there will be very overwhelming anyway. Then I'm going to cancel my CD Coco Daisy kit, and maybe since I'm planning on buying stuff at Stitches West, I can try to not spend any money online. We'll see how that works with the knitting supplies that I seem to need all the time when I'm working on projects. But maybe I can also instead of purchasing these online, do those at Stitches West and do that. Then for exercise, I just put down work on that 2-day gap, that it never exceeds more than 2 days of no exercise. Then mind or me time is spend my day at Stitches West. Family, schedule a game night and plan my son, whose birthday was this past Sunday's birthday adventure. So he never said anything that what he wanted to do, and I just don't want to forget, so I need it as a goal. And then kids, plan February break, sewing my projects back and keychains, other way around, project bags and keychain, and that's it. I think putting down journaling, keeping up with my weeks and the knitting rotation stuff is something that I feel it's not really a goal. It's more like a habit that I'm already working on quite well. So I don't need to put it on here. Okay, so that's this. And from here, what I am going to do now is take this and then go into my planner, go onto my next actions list. I already have stuff on here. And then put action items down. So for the couple date, we need to schedule date night. So now once I have taken these from here, I'm going back to January and looking at my projects or at my next actions over here. So I have already moved this newsletter list to February. I have checked off all of those. I'm not going to put my knitting projects on here anymore because, as I said before, there is no sense in putting a goal. I am working on this during the week, and however far I get, that's where I end. So yeah, I noticed that I don't need that on here. Then I want the coffee filter, or did. We went to IKEA. I'm working on the oil change, but I'm going to put that again on here. And then change my cleaning list. So yeah, I'm going to talk about that in a second. And then I need to work on I have an inbox, and this is one of the things, like physical inbox, where stuff gets thrown in that kids bring back from school, that letters that need tending to, and this is something that I really struggle with a lot. To go through that and then find the time with my husband, because some of these things he has to do to actually work on those. So, and that's part of this. So I am going to put this not on next month, but on here. Tomorrow is my birthday, and so we're going to go on a inbox. This is important. So I'm not planning anything for tomorrow. And my husband is surprising me, so I don't even know what we're going to do. And this is, so I'm gonna declare this list done with. And usually I put some kind of star or check mark, and I'm just gonna do a star. This was my cleaning list. I have been thinking about having one of those in my monthly setup every month, but this is not going to be done on a monthly basis because that's just not me. It's an ideal list. So what I have been doing now, I'm just crossing off whenever I get to one of these, and once this is done, I'm going to print it again, sticking it in and starting fresh. So yeah, I need, and see, since I'm not here, and these are things I usually get done on the weekend, so I haven't been here in January one weekend, I'm not going to be here tomorrow, Sunday Super Bowl, we're going to cook together, so these things will not be worked on this weekend and will also be not worked on the weekend after. Yeah. So what did I want to clean the fridge, so this, yeah. Just thinking about it, it's probably not as hard, but just like getting myself to do it. So this is something that I'm going to do this. And then I am going to, did this, that's cool. I need to go talk to my mom. This one is not really necessary. So when I'm going to put the work on my cleaning list again on here and expand and revise cleaning list. Okay. Because I need to change my filters again. It's on the coffee filter. No, that's next month. Blah, blah, blah. Sorry. So I'm working on my kids changing their sheets. They do this like almost every other, well, I was usually do it monthly. I don't know, what do you think about, I don't care what you think about, what you think of that, but that's how we roll. Okay, change. So, and then the week that I get back, I think I'm gonna finish this list and then I'm gonna print and revise. So, then, next thing. So I looked at the goals, what is still important, change to reach goals, review ideas. So we have moved in September and we still have like lots of crap in our bookshelf that needs to be tended to, but I know that I'm not going to get there. So I need to find a place on this. Yeah, someday maybe ideas. Is that where I'm gonna do this? This is what I had been putting. Yes. And I actually need to update this. So someday maybe ideas is Bücherregal sortieren. That means sort through bookshelf. Project Get Back from Adventure t-shirt. This is on my to-do list for next month. Then loops for Emilia. My goddaughter needs loops. This goes onto my next action item list because she needs them pretty soon and I want to see if they actually have them in Amazon Germany or if I have to purchase them here and then send her a package. Loops, Emilia, Amazon. Okay. And that list that I'm working from is things that I think of that I don't do right away because for some reason they don't fit into my life right now. I put them here and then at the end of the month, which is today, I'm going to put this where it belongs. So I did this. Moleskin Daily Pocket. That is going onto the planning ideas. And I'm just gonna throw it on here without any judgment because whenever the time is ripe for thinking about these things, I'm gonna think about them. Stamp carving is a project I want to do, someday maybe list. And maybe these things could also be something that I could think of the planning. I'm gonna put this February break ideas. Okay. Currently currently into my journal. Sometimes I am going to put this on here. And then stick it in here so that I can remind myself. And I'm just gonna put this on maybe here, because that week I'm gonna be gone. So that would be an ideal time to just add a currently, so I don't have to fill all of this with stuff. I don't know if I get to this. Good, I did this. Okay, here, winter break. There is, again, we moved. We haven't really organized my kids' rooms, and they need to be sorted. So they can actually live. They do sleep there, but they don't really spend time there. And I don't know if it's because they just need their screens all the time, or if it's just not organized well enough. Then I put down, I had this amazing idea that we had this before, that we did Christmas ornaments that would, and I want to find out if there is Marvel themed ornaments. That would be so awesome for their stockings. And I'm just gonna put it down here. What I do here is I put a sticky note, which is amazing that this one from Coco Daisy fits right here. It's ideas for my family. So my son's birthday was just this past week, so I have taken them out, and I'm going to replace it with a new one, if I can find it. And where is it? Here. I still have some, so I'm hopefully not running out. I'm just gonna use them for this purpose in the future, and then I'm not gonna run out that quickly. And throughout the year leading up to their birthday, I am collecting ideas, and I'm gonna write them down here. And then I can take it off and put a new one here for the next year. So I already have an idea for my youngest one. Good. I want to put a credit card list. And yeah, okay. This is another idea that came up. We just received new credit cards, and then we didn't remember where we need to change our information. So credit card list in reference. Wow, it's book. I don't want to take the time to do that right now, but this is something that I really think is very helpful. It's like, if I am subscribed to Coco Daisy, they have my credit card information and take the money from there every month. So if for some reason I need to change that, I can just look at that list and see where I have to go online and change stuff. Then this is 2021 planning again. Is 1 second every day in 2021. Then I want to make a list of knitting needles that I own. Okay, then sort Ravelry favorites. I'm just gonna not do this right now. And then I want to put Whimsical Cat Studio, if it's not on there yet, onto my shops to buy from list. Okay, that's it. What a long video and what a flipping stuff. So, review ideas. I transferred them. I already set my new monthly goals. I put the action items for my goals and my projects, which, let me check one thing. Do I have the sewing stuff? No. Schedule sewing day? That works. Okay. Then review my cleaning list. I already did that. The only thing that I need to do is look at this here and figure out, usually in the beginning of the month, I did the, so what we need to do next week, and that is something that I'm struggling with as well still, where to put my next action items for the next week. I had it in here in the beginning of the month. I had, let me see. Where was it? I had a list for the whole week, but I did not look at it at all. And I didn't update it, nothing happened. So I decided to use sticky notes and move them with me every day, but they're too big, like they cover up the whole day. I don't see, did I do everything yesterday? Huh. So I'm thinking about maybe using this, which is like a weekly to-do kind of thing, but as you can see with my handwriting, it's already moving over in here. But I think I'm gonna try this for next week and then see how it works. So I want to clean Roomba, and I also need to clean Dyson. And I think what I'm going to do is do this on Wednesday because this needs to dry, and I know they won't use the thing on Thursday and Friday. So, okay. See what I mean? Because I am working on my reviews all the time, but then if I don't do this, it's not gonna happen. So I need to update our allowance. I keep a list with the chores that they do in here, and I put it on the budget thing right here, and I have a list in my sheets that I need to update. And I think that's what I'm going to do now because I haven't done it in a long time. Okay, so I have done that, and as you can see, the 9th item on my list is track YouTube and Instagram. I have that already written down here for tomorrow. Then I want to update Ravelry, delete photos from my previous month. So those are all things that are like maintenance things. And I want to just delete all the photos that I'm not using, that I made like 15 of because I needed a specific one, to delete all those because they take up space on my phone, and not only phone but also on the Apple storage thing. So that's the month. I haven't done these 3 things down here. I'm going to do them off camera. And yeah, so I am kind of set up for the next month. The only thing, I guess, I didn't, where's the video thing? It's not on here. So I need to, another thing is I usually plan out my videos, and I need to find a place where they make sense in the routine. So these are all maintenance things. So I usually go in here and do plan videos. And this is something that I track or plan out in the back of my planner. I have used this free printable from Pen and Alex, and because I need a visual that is more than just this month. I need more months ahead to see what I want to film. And this is going to change again, and then that's that. So I am going to end this video right here. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. I'm happy to answer them. If you want me to keep doing this in that format, I will happily oblige if I have the time. I know that this video is super long, but yeah, let me know. Do I want to speed it up? Do I cut stuff out? How would you like to watch this? I'm not sure if I would watch a long video like this, so that's why I'm so hesitant about it. I already asked this question on Instagram, and I'm really curious to see what your answers are over there. I hope to see you soon. Until then, bye-bye.